It's a jolly good season, even as we move to the end of the year. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on Diaspora Connect, a program where we champion excellence by spotlighting the resilience of Nigerian citizens, breaking barriers and making a difference across the world. On the show, we explore identity, origin, and diverse journeys of Nigerians who are in the diaspora. My name is Abosadi Adeniro Aderemi, and let's get the show started with some top stories. The Nigerians in Diaspora Commission NIDCOM has launched the Connected Diaspora and Doha Startup Challenge, and it's to harness the creativity, expertise, and entrepreneurial spirit of Nigerians across the world. Chairman CEO of NIDCOM, Abike Dabiriwa, says the challenge is designed to energize diaspora innovators, promote knowledge transfer, enterprise development, and strategic investment aimed at strengthening Nigeria's rapidly expanding economy. With cash prizes of up to 1 million naira, the challenge seeks to spotlight exceptional ideas and support impactful ventures developed by Nigerians abroad.
It's quite exciting that the younger generation of Nigerians in the diaspora really are connecting back home. And they're coming back home to see what they can do. So we said, okay, let's also create a platform specifically for them, apart from our activities like Diaspora Day and all that. So this year, we're having the second edition in Lagos, December 19th at the JK Randall Center. So this is in our renewed effort to mobilize Nigerian talents globally and deepen diaspora engagements for national development. So NIDCOM is collaborating with two very young diaspora groups, Doha and Connected Diaspora. Like I said, the focus is on the young diasporans who are innovators and full of ideas. So our theme this year is building, breaking, and believing in Nigeria.
Now, what we do on Diaspora Connect is to connect you to your roots, and we take a lot of pride in doing that. So let's check out these fun facts on our Did You Know segment. Some really amazing facts there. Well, let's get to the conversation today. On the program, our focus is on the power of diaspora media in shaping global perception of Africa. And my guest is Richard Edoki, popularly known as Richybongo. Now, Richybongo is a UK-based broadcast journalist and cultural ambassador who is committed to using media to uplift, connect, and empower communities. He is the creator and host of African Vibe with Richybongo on the CHBN Radio, a celebrated program that spotlights African and Black culture heritage and lived experiences while amplifying underrepresented voices. Through in-depth conversations with community leaders, academics, creatives, and activists, the show explores themes of identity, migration, education, leadership, and social justice. Richard is widely recognized for promoting inclusion, cohesion, and positive representation through media. And beyond radio, Richard collaborates with community organizations, universities, local authorities, and cultural groups, earning respect as a trusted bridge builder across diverse communities. And expanding his impact, Richard is developing the Richybongo Hangout. It's a community-focused platform for live conversations, cultural showcases, mentoring, network, and creative exchange. His contributions have earned him a nomination in the Best Newcomers category at the 2025 National Hospital Radio Awards and a Special Recognition Award from the Nigerian community in Plymouth for promoting diversity, inclusion, and unity in Southwest England. Richybongo, compliments of the season, and welcome to Diaspora Connect.
Good morning, and thank you for having me on Diaspora Connect. It's truly an honor for me to speak to you and speak to my fellow Nigerians back home on what I am doing in diaspora. Thank you for the privilege.
It's truly an honor to speak to you too, and that is what we do. We are heavy on it on Diaspora Connect to spotlight the great and amazing works that Nigerians out there are doing. They are owning their spaces and they are not backing down. So well done. And, like I read out earlier, you have such a great and inspiring story about what you're doing with a radio and especially about uplifting people. So talk to me about how you get to do radio. First, how did you get into the radio space? How did you get into media? How did you get... Let's talk about that, and then we can talk about how you even moved to the UK.
My journey into broadcasting was back like 2 decades ago in the year 2000 when I walked into a place that was called the Seaside Studio, reading 93.7 FM. I went there as an intern and I started from the music library. From the music library, and I went to the newsroom. And my journey into journalism started in 2000. And from there, it has been me improving, moving from one as a reporter to news editor, producer of a breakfast show on the national television. And that was my last show until I left Nigeria. And I'm still doing it, and it's been a good experience because it's something that I picked up that really I want to do journalism, I want to do broadcasting, and I went ahead to study mass communication in school. And today, I can call myself a journalist and a broadcaster.
That is amazing. Very, very amazing. I'm glad that you're able to remain in the field, because sometimes you hear about people who are maybe doing media back home, and then when they get out there, they have to switch, but somehow you have stayed true to that cause. And I think that is truly incredible. So now talk to me about the move to the UK and how you're about to continue on that same path.
My journey to the United Kingdom, like many Nigerians, was driven by a desire for growth, exposure, and the opportunity to contribute meaningfully to society. Moving away from home wasn't easy. It came with cultural adjustment, new system, and the moment that tested my identity. But those experiences shaped me. They taught me resilience, discipline, and the importance of staying rooted in who you are, no matter where you find yourself. As a Nigerian in the diaspora, I see my identity. I'm from Cross River State. I see my identity as something I left behind, but as something I carry proudly every day wherever we go. We represent Nigeria. There is this Nigerian blood in our system. So definitely everywhere you go, you have to portray the good image of the country called Nigeria. Let me tell you, I'm a proud Nigerian. And When I moved into the UK, there's this kind of, should I call it professional politics? And it played out on me. I tried going into some of the international broadcast media here, and the kind of feedback I got, I now said to myself, don't kill the skills, don't bury your dream. It was difficult starting, but I approached a community and hospital radio, which is CHBN. CHBN is Community and Hospital Radio. There's a hospital here in Cornwall. It's called the Royal Cornwall Hospital. We provide services for the hospital and the community. So I discovered that the radio stations here and the television stations here, they don't really satisfy me as an African, as a Nigerian. And we have Africans trooping into Cornwall to live and to work because of the hospital here and other homes in the community. And I said to myself, how do we communicate to ourselves, since most of the media houses are not playing our music, they're not talking about our culture, our lifestyles, and how do we integrate ourselves for these people to understand us and we also to understand them? I sat down during the interview. I was asked, what are you coming with? I told the chairman and the treasurer that interviewed me, I said, those of you who are coming to the studio, did you notice different colors from you? They said, yes. I said, there's a need for us to have a program to satisfy these people called Africans. I'm an African from Nigeria. We have people from Zimbabwe, Zambia, Ghana. And just a few weeks ago, during the Black History Month, the chief executive officer of the hospital just made a revelation, and he said 80 countries are working in this hospital. And it struck me. So I've been broadcasting to people from 80 countries.
80 different countries. That is amazing. And it then also speaks to the fact that you discovered a problem, right? And you proffered a solution. And that solution, you went for it. You have now made a name for yourself to the point where you have even been nominated for an award. I mean, I doff my hat for you. That's truly very incredible. Well done, well done. So how would you say that your background, has influenced what you have been doing over time?
My background has been, like I said earlier on, I'm a proud Nigerian. And if you're talking about the African continent, you have to talk about Nigeria. So anytime I see myself as an ambassador of the country called Nigeria and Africa as a continent. So I go out daily to see how I can promote the African culture. The history books they've written about us, that part has gone. Now we are here in the diaspora. A lot of our hosts, they pay millions of pounds, thousands of pounds to go to Africa to just see our culture, our lifestyle, how we dress. But I've succeeded to bring in African vibe with Richybongo, where we talk about the African culture, we talk about our food, our lifestyle, how we live, mixity, how we can live as one, unity.
Yes.
And if our host community don't accept us, definitely we will not live here in peace. So the program preach unity, diversity, inclusion, and the Cornish people also, they come to the program to teach Africans the way they live, the way they do things. And it's been a communication between the African community and the Cornish community, the Indians, the Asians, the Filipinos, just name them. African Vibe has succeeded in bringing the world into the African platform.
And I must truly commend you, for taking that initiative and for running with the vision. That's a cross-cultural fertilization. You're just bringing everyone together. You know, you were, Richybongo, nominated in the Best Newcomers category at the 2025 National Hospital Radio Awards. You also got a special recognition award from the Nigerian community in Plymouth for promoting diversity, you know, just like you have been mentioning, especially in Southwest England. Tell us about that and how it has energized you, you know, as you continued from there, you know, your future endeavors.
The National Hospital Radio Award is a platform of all the hospital radio in the United Kingdom. They have a body that see everything we do. The hospital radio will try to talk to the staff, the patients, their family to comfort them while they are at work. So the nomination came just a few months of being on air. I started this show in July 2024, and by December, I got a nomination in the Best Newcomer category.
Wow.
For me, being nominated in such an award is a privilege for me, and it tells me that really, they really want to know about the African culture, who we are, how we do things, and the kind of music and food we eat, because that is what I talk about on African Vibe. The nomination came and we went to the finals. Unfortunately, but we can say fortunately, I made it to the top 5 at the end. But during the red carpet, I said something when I explained why I set up the program.
All right.
The hall was like, really? I said, we have this percentage of Africans working in this hospital. And African Vibe is just to give morale. We play the music. We speak the language of Africans, doctors. We speak the language of African nurses. We speak the language of African carers. We play their music. We talk about their culture. When they listen to African Vibe, they have this kind of, should I say in our local palate, manual reset. And in turn, it boosts productivity.
It does.
One is helping patient care, is helping patient safety, because the stress of you staying far away from your family sometimes affects your job. So when we talk about your culture and you remember things, just like if the music that you were listening to back home is played on African Vibe and you are working, it helps you to bounce back and the energy comes back. So that is
very true, Richie.
And they saw it, and I was nominated, and a group of Nigerians in Plymouth, I've featured them on my radio show. They saw what I'm doing in the Southwest England, and they said it is something to recognize. And the award was presented to me by the mayor of Plymouth.
That's amazing, Richybongo. That is truly amazing. And, you know, I commend you. So what would be your counsel now to, and how do you think that, you know, diaspora media can actually help in shaping global perception of Africa? What can other Africans out there do to use the media to project that positive image?
We have so many Africans living their countries and coming to different parts of the world. If we don't tell our stories, some other person will help us tell our stories. We can only tell our stories ourselves. The positives are what we should tell the people. So many negative stories, you know, this period of social media. If you go to social media, just because you're an influencer, you can just pack up something, and some people don't even read, they just read headline and they go for it. So if we, as let me say Nigerians living in the diaspora, if we don't tell people our story, people will tell our stories for us, and it will be the negative side that they will say, let's come out as Nigerians in diaspora, Africans in diaspora, let's teach these people our culture. When they learn about us, when they know about us, the negative image that they've had will change. Their mindsets will change. Next year, I'm starting a program with the Devon and Cornwall Police. They saw something in me and they trusted me. I'm building a podcast for them that will train their young cadets, and all their preaching is for people of diverse culture to join the police in the United Kingdom. And if I've not told my story, if I've not portrayed the image that I represent positively, definitely someone else could have said Nigerians are bad. But they've seen something in me that this Nigerian has done something. He has come with a narrative that would change what the history books, what the movies, and what the social media are saying. They are looking at us physically. They are seeing us in the diaspora. What do we say to them? What is our communication with them?
Communicate that message to them, and tell our history. We need to own that history by ourselves. And I'm also glad about the Richybongo Hangouts that you're working on. Well done, well done, well done. And as we wrap up, one quick question for you. How did you get the name Richybongo?
That story starts off. There's a guy called Azubike Osimile of Inspiration FM. Definitely, Azubike tells the story about how Richybongo came about. Azubike has been my friend for decades. I went to Auchi Polytechnic to see Azubike when he was in school, and I was playing music, and then I used to hang out with the likes of Plantation Boys and all that. And if they bring music, I work CDs for them and all this one. One guy just shouted Richybongo Bongo Sikwe. So the name just came, and it has been part of me. And how everybody, sometimes some people don't even know. Like I interviewed the mayor of Truro, and he kept on calling me Richybongo, Richybongo.
Thinking Bongo is your surname.
Richybongo is my nickname. The mayor kept saying that Richybongo, Richybongo. I said my government name is Richard
Edoki.
Richybongo. So it has become a brand that I want to make public next year. And that is why I'm coming out with the Richybongo Hangout, for us to tell our stories.
All right, Richie, and we are here for it and ready to support you, even as you also transfer the knowledge and impact back home in Nigeria. It's been an honor interacting with you, Richard Edoki, the very popular Richybongo. Thank you.
That is me. Thanks for having me. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. As we wrap up the show today, remember, we're also wrapping up the year. So our question to you from Diaspora Connect is, what are your plans for the new year? What are your plans for yourself? What are your plans for your family? What are your plans about making your community and the nation better? In what little ways do you think you can support to make things better? What new attitudes do you need to take up? What new skills do you need to learn? What new knowledge do you need to acquire to be a better person for yourself, your community, your generation, and the entire humanity? These are real questions you should take into consideration even as you reflect in preparation for the new year. From all of us here, we wish you a very, very splendid end of the year season, and it is our hope that the new year will be even more special and significant and impactful for you and all of yours. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. My name is Abosede Adeniwadremi, and I'll see you again this time. It will be in the new year. Goodbye.